Oh, that's creepy laugh. If you have not noticed the date yet, it's Friday the 13th. Pop culture links this day with bad luck like black cats and, of course, Jason in his hockey mask. Or is it Javier with his sound effects? All morning long we've been getting this. But you know what? In the psychic world, this day brings about a different kind of energy.
So this morning we're joined by psychic and medium Vincent Genna to talk about the importance of this day and how we're all affected by our past lives. So you're looking at this guy.
He already has a bad look.
You're in trouble. You know that already. I mean, you know, you think you come from something boring? Not at all. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. And let me tell you something about Friday the 13th.
Okay.
We turned it into a bad number. It actually is the highest vibrational positive number ever. It represents the 12 disciples and Jesus. Okay. That's 13. But what happened to it, because he was crucified on the 13th, all of a sudden people turned it around and said it's bad luck.
Yeah, okay.
But in actuality, it's very positive. I love the 13th. And today is not only Friday the 13th, it's the harvest moon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the harvest full moon, the next time that it appears on the 13th is going to be, Friday the 13th is going to be in 2027.
We were talking about this in the background of Friday the 13th, and yet there are still truly some superstitious people out there.
Very. Well, we in general can turn the most wonderful positive things into the most negative things, when in actuality it's just our own fears that turn it around, really.
So talk about the vibes. I mean, do you get extra vibes on that date or when there's a full moon?
Personally, I can open up and get the vibes anytime that I want. Like when I was over in Sedona, just the past couple of days, boy, talk about vibes. And we are affected either consciously or unconsciously because of the effects planets and the moons have on us to start with. That's what the horoscope is all about. So yes, the idea of the full moon affecting people, absolutely. If it affects the tide and it affects the earth in some way, we have a higher energy and more intense frequency, we're going to be affected.
So
and
that
so the crazies come out.
Crazy or
yes,
all
but
that extra energy?
All the positive people, all the positive comes out even more.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
So we want to know, you've been talking to us, like I've heard that before, but
okay,
I heard that you were going to tell us what we did in our past
Personal
lives.
disclaimer, no lawsuits here whatsoever, no matter what I say here. No,
Okay.
I'm joking. No. All right, Tess, can I start with you?
Yes, please.
do.
Fabulous.
Please do.
Okay. All right, yeah, because before I get punched. No.
Clearly you know Javier.
Seriously. Okay. There is a very spiritual element to who you are in this lifetime, and it's very important. Your belief systems and positive belief systems are very important. And the reason for that, by the way, we switch genders from lifetime to lifetime.
Okay.
Your priest, a male, that's affecting in this lifetime, all the way back to some of the highest ancient Mayans, Aztecs. You were an Aztec leader, okay, back then. And male.
This is so exciting.
Exactly.
And probably telling people what to do back then, right? Too, back then.
Always.
Also.
But I just see the natural part.
Javier, leadership.
Leader. Now, it's the spiritual leaders back then that did govern. Everybody wanted to know what the spirits had to say, what the highest authorities had to say, and they had a real understanding. Now, the Aztecs were a little bit more aggressive than because they even started like with brain surgery and stuff like that, so they had an understanding. But you kept everything in order, and it's very important for you to have things in order in this lifetime.
So true.
Okay, absolutely. But there's also, now, I don't know if you have any fear of heights, and if you do, I don't know why you're in Arizona.
Yeah.
Okay. That's right. You will always
play that video. Bring that video back.
It's because you.
I'm short.
No. Well, Aztecs were not tall people.
Okay.
Okay. But they built temples really high and not according to your design. It was there before, so there were other priests before you, but you were required constantly to be at the top of the temple, and you hated that. You did not like being at the top of the temple.
Gosh, this is
you
amazing.
like being grounded. You want your feet planted on the ground and making sure that you're steady and balanced all the time in this life. But there is the leadership, there is the spiritual understanding that there is a higher source.
Yes.
There is always wanting, and you're not far from this. Righteousness is very important to you, and I'll tell you why.
Well, I know I was an Aztec because you said we weren't tall people. So
Oh, no.
I must have been an Aztec too.
No, this lifetime you wanted to come down a little bit shorter. No, actually, so that's where you're coming
amazing.
from. But what's wonderful about the pair between the two of you, now here's what's really funny about you. Okay, think of gun belt, Western pants, hat, and a badge.
Oh, I'm the law around here.
You're the law.
There's a new sheriff in town.
Okay, there's a new sheriff in town. You were a sheriff back, way back when it first started. So righteousness and you cannot stand not abiding the law or not going along with what's right. And it was very strong back then, and you were pretty tough and pretty hard. You would have done well in New York City, actually, too, because of the type of toughness you had then. You do it a little bit more gentle, but you're still about righteousness. You're still about you're a stand-up guy.
I've been trying to tell you that, Tess, for
Okay.
15 years.
Finally,
I got confirmation.
You got confirmation. Absolutely.
That's so amazing.
The only thing is that back then, because you were in the law and you were the sheriff, you were also alone. You did not have family. You went into being that because your family, you know, there was anarchy back then, right? So family was lost and killed, and that pushed you even further into the importance. And family may be very important to you in this lifetime because you had so little of it in that lifetime, and you did want to bring in some features. So love for you, gentleness, but righteousness and standing up and doing the right thing is really important for you. And you keep blessing him because you're the priestess.
Yeah.
This
Just
lifetime.
send those blessings over
what
here.
am I?
You're the priestess in this lifetime, but without the robe and without the standing up on the mountain and the temple, okay? Just remember that, I know. So the guidance is good. You've got great inner guidance. Keep following that. Trust your intuition. And when you feel drawn to something that you feel is greater than yourself, go there. Because you're getting that. It's always follow it, and get out with people. They need to see you, hear you. This is only part of what you need to do.
Amazing.
But being in front of people and with people is very important.
All right.
Vincent, we could talk for hours on this.
Our producer is telling us to wrap, but I'm the law around here, so we'll
That's
wrap
right.
when we're ready.
But again, I'm still above you. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, thank you for
Great
having
seeing some
me.
of
This is
insight.
great.
And I know you have an appearance
That's
here in
right,
the
at
Valley.
the Soul Summit in Scottsdale. There's some incredible luminaries there. We have Suzanne Giesman and John Holland and Howard Martin, and just everybody needs to come on down, and we're
When
teaching
is that?
everybody.
What time?
It's today and all weekend. It's the rest of the weekend, all right, at the DoubleTree, and we're teaching everybody how to live a high vibrational life.
Love it. All right.
So amazed. Can you
Good
stick
stuff.
around?
Thank
We
you
can
for
talk
having
with
me.
the commercial
I'd
break.
love to. Okay,
Love it,
you
Vincent, you're
don't
awesome.
even have to pay me. I'll stay.
And you know
So-
what? You are loved now, and you are around. Your family loves you, and you have Arizona's family.
Well,
so it makes sense why you're here.
At least the Arizona's family loves me. We'll be right back with more Good Morning Arizona.